What's up guys, Brad here from Piney Grove, and in today's video we're going to start on 240 feet of driveway for the new house here on the homestead. First thing we got to do though is get these 12 railroad ties off the truck. Trick here is going to be not to damage anything, and by anything I mean my truck, my trailer, the excavator, and the railroad ties. You know when you have a good idea and then it doesn't turn out the way you planned. I couldn't grab that one that easily, so I'm going to try and stand these up so that I can grab them a little better. I'm doing all this because I don't really want to tug and haul on all these heavy railroad ties. I've got them stood up on end. That should make it easier to lift them. Now the trick's going to be to place them on the other side of that orange string. I don't think I have the excavator in the right position. I don't want to hit my truck. I need to be farther away. I'm not trying to place them exactly where they'll go. I'm just trying to get them in line here. I'm going to do that 11 more times. I didn't like that one there. I actually moved it up this way 9.5 feet so I could put another one up against the concrete. That one that I put down there was just kind of too beat up to be the first one. So let me see if I can get a better one and put down against the concrete. It's kind of tedious. Excavator operators that do this real quick just make it look so easy. I'm not one of them. See? Did not mean to do that. Right on my string. I've got one in place, but I still don't like the looks of this one, so I'm going to put it farther up the hill. The thumb only comes this far. That's it for the thumb. The rest of it you have to curl the bucket. So if I was farther away from the string, the bucket would be at a better angle. We're going to move this one up the hill. You'll see the angle here of the bucket. This will be a much better angle to pick it up. Actually, that might be too far. I'm not winning. And as I get closer to the excavator, you see it angles the railroad tie. Let's try this again. Might take me all day just to put the railroad ties in place. Now I want that stood up on edge. So I guess I'll drop it there. And then that happens. Let's see if I can flip it back up on edge. I got lucky. I'll use the bucket to butt it up against the other one. Go get another one. I've got 5 in place down there. I'm going to try 3 more. That'll give me 8 total and see what that looks like. I may not use all 12. This one should be relatively easy because it goes right here next to the trailer. This machine has been so amazing for Piney Grove, and we've done a lot with railroad ties out here, and a lot of it's been by hand, just because sometimes it's easier not to bring out the machine. But today I decided that I was not going to try and do this by hand. Barely have clearance on that wheel right there. I'm going to go ahead and drop this one. That ended up being the most perfect one. Basically, it's right up against the string line. This is not the final place for these railroad ties. This just gives me an edge to work the driveway. Then I'll come back and place these and probably just flip them over by hand. Yeah, once you space them out properly on the trailer, that part goes a lot quicker. See if I can do another one like that last one. I'll let off with the thumb and lay it on its side. Nope. All right, I'm gonna try and flip it. All right, I got it. 9 railroad ties. So what I'm starting to do now is dig out that organic matter. See all this greenery, and there's a couple stumps in here. I got to dig all that out so that we get a good base for the gravel. If we don't get that organic matter out, number one, you're going to get a lot of grass growing up through your gravel, and number two, it's just not going to pack good. It's mainly sand, but there is some topsoil here with some organic matter, and of course the grass. Want to get all that out, get a nice packed bed down here, put in a little bit of clay, and then we'll lay the gravel. After we had the patio poured, we brought in a little clay here so there wouldn't be a steep drop off as you're getting to the vehicles, but now I got to dig that out. Actually, I'll reuse it, but I still got to dig it out because gravel will go here. Because the idea is we want gravel right up against the concrete. Slopes from, I guess, the camera's right to the camera's left. So I think what I'm going to do is dig this out, box blade it out, get this dirt out of here, and then lay the road down and crown it, and then watch and see where the water comes down the hill. I think we're gonna have to put a pipe right here where I'm digging now. But I don't want to dig too deep. The railroad ties are only like 9 inches tall or so, and I don't want the gravel to be taller than the railroad ties. And I'm just loosening it up with the teeth of the excavator so that the box blade doesn't have as much work to do. And I'll do this all the way up the hill, 3 or 4 inches deep, box blade it out, and then use that fill dirt somewhere else on the property. But you can see, I mean, just this is real time as we're talking. It only takes a couple minutes with this excavator to do quite a bit of work. All right, guys, we got the makings of a driveway here. We got a 12-foot wide patio, so this will be the main parking. This will all be graveled, so you can go right from gravel to the concrete. It's actually 24-foot wide, I think. I measured it, trust me. So we'll be able to get 2 cars here. We'll get the main vehicle right there, and then we'll get like the guest vehicle here. And I actually thought about with those extra railroad ties, I think I'm gonna put them on that side to separate the dirt from the gravel. But this car will go this way and then angle towards the driveway, and then this car will always have a straight shot up the driveway. Some real sticky purplish clay here. We've got some topsoil, we've got some sand that's washed down the hill, and we've got some grass. But I think what I'll be able to do is take some of this clay and take it to this low side and get sort of a flat road bed or a parking pad. At least I can now envision what the end product will be. And I really didn't have that, you know, a couple hours ago when I laid that string line. I've seen out on the internet or out on Facebook groups where people say, you know, you shouldn't idle an excavator because it makes the pump work harder. It's wide open throttle is what they say, wide open throttle. I don't know, leave a comment down below if you have any experience with excavators, if you've ever owned one or operated one a lot, how you operate it. But I find if I go wide open throttle, I lose a lot of control. I become very jerky with the controls, and I feel like it's just better to go at just enough idle to give me power to move the dirt. So what do y'all think so far? Leave a comment down below. Have you ever put in a driveway? Does this make sense what I'm doing? I've never done this before. I've literally never put in a driveway before. All right, guys, been at it for a while. I got all that raked up back there. I got that top soil and that grass all separated. And I actually found that maybe I could use the blade on the excavator instead of the bucket, but I used the bucket all the way up here. I'm gonna try the blade next, and then pile up this topsoil and then grab it, pull it out of there, and make piles of it to be used later. So I'm pushing right now in this area where I loosened up the dirt, and it pushes real nice. And I think what I'm gonna try and do is establish like a level area here and then work my way to my left that way. And that way one track will always stay on graded ground. But you can see how much I'm pushing. That's probably 1 tractor bucket full right there. Probably should be pushing it the other way. I think I'll do that. I'll start pushing this way. I think this makes more sense. I think I can get a better grade this way and get that dozer blade just right. It'll cut on the right side and not cut on the left side as it makes this level across here. I'll just push it up into this pile right here by the camera, go back and get another bite. This excavator does not have an angled blade, so it's a straight blade. I can't change the pitch of it or the angle. I can only push straight. Got to be careful I don't build up a little wall over here. Got to keep like pushing to the center and then back up, get another bite. If I had an angle blade, I'd get right against that string and push over to this way. I'm gonna switch over to the tractor and the box blade. I think I can move more dirt with the box blade and the front end loader than I can with the excavator. I've been busy on the box blade. I got this big pile of dirt pulled up out of there. From here to here, it's a 12-foot wide driveway, and it's fairly smooth here. I've got the grass and all the organic matter, the dark soil up. And then down here, I've been trying to not knock over the railroad ties, but also get this smooth. I found I can pull a lot of dirt with the box blade, but I can never get it as smooth or as level as I want it to. The box blade kind of digs in as I go. So I use that to move the big dirt, and then I use the front end loader to smooth it out. I'm about halfway done with the dirt movement of this project, but that's going to do it for today's video. We sure appreciate you watching, and as always, remember, life's short, tractor hard. PG out.